CSI, the science revealed. Sliding filament theory and rigor mortis. This is a model that shows muscle contraction and relaxation. First, let's review the parts.
So this is the axon terminal, which contains ACH. And then all of this is the action potential, which contains the T-tubule, the muscle fiber, and the sodium channels. And then over here we have the sarcoplasmic reticulum, which contains calcium ions. And here we have the actin, which has troponin and tropomyosin on it. And then we have the myosin with the myosin heads.
This is all the neuromuscular junction. The motor neurons will release the ACH that signals the opening of the sodium channels, and this creates the action potential in the muscle. The sodium then enters the muscle fibers through channels, and action potential spreads and depolarizes the T-tubules and the sarcoplasmic reticulum. And this causes the release of calcium from the sarcoplasmic reticulum to go to the surrounding sarcoplasm. The calcium binds to the troponin, which then changes shape and activates the tropomyosin and exposes the binding site of the myosin head. The myosin head attached to the actin binding sites, and the myosin head flexes when it moves down and after the ATP binding site is exposed, so it will bind. Because of the ATP binding, the myosin head detaches. Energy from the ATP returns to the myosin head, cocked forward. Myosin attaches to a new site of actin, and this continues as long as ATP and calcium are present.
ATP is responsible for myosin heads detaching. Notice now when a person dies, there is no more ATP, oxygen, or glucose in the tissues. Since they cannot detach, this results in stiffness, also known as rigor mortis. The muscles contract as calcium diffuses out. The calcium is returned to the sarcoplasmic reticulum by the calcium active transport pump. Troponin covers actin binding sites, so no myosin or actin interaction can occur. The muscle fibers then relax.